All right. It does say we're live.
Watching an ad on YouTube?
I hope it's going to YouTube. I can't have too many tabs up because my husband's playing a game on the Xbox, and he's using all the bandwidth. So
damn it, husband! Come on, you have one job.
We are going to YouTube. So perfect. I have my phone up here so I can monitor stuff. But yeah, it's like, okay, so yesterday we were trying to watch Netflix on our Apple TV, and it was not loading at all. So we did like the speed test, and we were getting like 50 megs down. We pay for 150, and I'm just like, what is going on? So hopefully it's fixed today. Joe's like, did you pay the bill? And I'm like, yes. Yes, I did. Alrighty, so
like that at my work.
Oh, at your work? Oh, that's okay. No, I log into my goes down because then you don't have to work.
But see, here's the problem: is we get like 300 or something, and so when I log into work and do a speed test, I got like 50, and so I was like, "There's no way that I should have 50 when 300 is available." And then when I run the test like on any other device, I'm at like 250, 300, so it's completely work related. So I was like, "Do you not want me to work? I mean, I will clock out. It's fine. Just pay me for it."
I don't know. It was a whole thing. So, but I'm glad that we're live. I'm glad everybody's audio is working great. We do have a new co-host tonight. Yay! Veena, introduce yourself. Veena, introduce yourself.
So my name is Veena, and my channel is Miss WC Reader, and I talk about a variety of books, do a lot of rants.
Yes, she does. And she is so close to 400 subscribers. Y'all go subscribe. Go subscribe.
Yeah.
Because her content's amazing.
Your last rant made my day the other day. I was just like, I needed this today.
Yeah, I had to let out a lot of frustration about this.
Oh, yeah, it was great.
So much frustration. Alrighty, so today we are talking about Slashing Through the Snow. This is book 3 in the Christmas Tree Farm Cozy Mystery Series by Jacqueline Frost, aka Julian Lindsey, the Cozy Queen. The first two, we did do discussions of the first 2 videos. They will be linked in the description box below if you want to check those out. Don't leave now. Do it later because we're talking about the third book. Hi, Harissa. How are you?
Hey, Harissa.
Hi. And also, what else? Today is Julie's 50th book just published today. 50th book, Eyelet Witness, just went live today. Get your copy because we're talking about that next Wednesday. Next Wednesday. And what else? We are
and Nicole broke her. I said you broke your midweek rule. We, in honor of Cookie, we've got some Earl Grey and some schnapps going.
Yes, we do. Because I was trying. I've been really good trying not to drink during the week.
You got to break it this week.
But I feel like this was a special occasion. I feel like this is our
special
holiday, book club. And so I felt like it was deserved. And it's been a long couple of weeks.
Yeah.
Accurate.
I don't have any schnapps, but I'm drinking rum. So
nice. I'll count it as a win.
And it's the second half of December, so it's technically the holidays now. So you can just do whatever.
Do whatever you want.
You should where your mind's at, Aaron.
Yeah.
Aaron's like, just do it. Don't even question it. It is halfway through the month. That means we're halfway through Hoe-Athon. I hope everybody is going great. I haven't been reading anything for Hoe-Athon this whole week. But that's okay.
I believe in your skills, though.
I'm 14 books in for Hoe-Athon already.
Holy
so
cow, what was on your TBR?
I read 2 books.
How many were on my TBR? I think
25 or 30.
No.
You had a lot on that TBR. Yes, you did.
Nicole looks at you like 30.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18.
I'm sitting down.
18.
So you probably have 4 more.
So yeah, I mean, I also added some stuff, that I forgot was coming out or that people were like, hey, I read this. And I'm like, I'm going to read that too. hey, this works for this prompt. Awesome. Because I still have some prompts that are missing.
What?
Yeah, I know. After 14 books, I still have prompts that are missing, but it's fine.
Unbelievable. I thought you made like the square though. So it's
I
just like
did.
the little
I got the
circle.
bingo. But I don't have all the phrases yet on the Naughty and Nice scavenger hunt boards. So
But it's so hard because you don't know until you start reading the book that phrase is in there.
that is the worst.
Uh,
Yes.
I
So
was
I've
gonna say, I
been
know this is the-
asking people. I've been asking Whitney. I was like, "Have you read anything with this phrase in there? Help me out."
Well, I know this is supposed to be family friendly, cozy night book club, but what phrases are you looking for? Let's see if we can help you out. Julie, just turn away. Just turn away completely.
We'll talk about the book eventually. Okay, hold on. Let me bring up. I think they're all
Not
phrases.
like I'll have read anything, but on the off shot that I have, like maybe this will be the miracle.
Gosh, they're all phrases on the naughty board too. I have everything on the nice board. I just need the naughty board. So I need come on this dick. Is this pussy mine? And is this dick enough for you? That's what I need.
Yeah, I'm not gonna be any help there.
I think I have the first one. Jack Harbin's oh my god, what is it called? His Christmas one has the first one.
He has a Christmas one?
Yes.
I just read his, what was it, His Beauty or something like that?
I loved that one.
I loved it.
Beauty and the Beast retelling where the beast
Yep.
is a beast. Hold on, let me try and find
I thought I'd be
picture.
helpful, but my historicals don't give me anything like that. So I'm real sorry.
I don't say anything explicit. Okay, it's called Unwrap Me.
Ooh,
This
good.
is the Christmas one. So yeah, I'm gonna after this one, I think I'm gonna read this one tonight or tomorrow. But yeah, I was rereading 12 Slaves of Christmas and 'Twas the Night Before Christmas before reading Slashing Through the Snow. So that's what I was doing this week. So it was not Hoe-Athon related, unfortunately.
And there, I can attest that those phrases were not in these books. I'm sorry for everyone that was hoping for it. It was not there.
Learn. I was hoping to, but nope.
Though I do think now that she's independently publishing, we might have some luck.
I'm hoping.
We may have some luck.
Maybe.
I don't think there's going to be anything as explicit as "come on this dick" in Julia.
Yeah.
No,
Lindsey's
but
cozy.
like we could
You just never know.
I mean,
Maybe some spooning.
I would not mind. I would
Nobody
not
would
mind.
mind.
But you still have to kind of stay true to the genre if you want to keep, your audience. But
This is where we encourage her on a Patreon, being like, "Listen, Julie, I understand that you can't put this in the book, but you do
Patreon.
own this series as the publishing company, so maybe just put a little 20-page just
Well,
straight.
unfortunately,
sex scene.
she doesn't own this one. Unfortunately,
Oh, that's true.
Mhm.
I'm thinking
She-
Bonnie and Clyde.
Yeah, Bonnie and Clyde. Yeah.
Yeah.
Though for cozy, this one did have a bit of a steamy moment. I can't actually recall it right now, but I'm sure you have it tabbed. And I remember thinking, I was like, oh, that's kind of heavy.
I know
for one of
exactly
these.
what you're talking about, but unfortunately, I didn't make any tags because I have not annotated in these editions. They were in the paperback version, and I don't have the paperback
Wait,
version.
I have tabs and you don't?
Yay! At least someone has tabs.
Yeah, Alicia's gonna lead us through the tabs.
I have tabs in these ones, but yeah, I'm waiting for the paperback before I like go through and be like notate everything, because there was a couple times the cat Cindy Lou did something, and I was just like,
Poor Cindy Lou.
that's such a cat thing, and I love it so much.
But yeah, I know exactly the moment you're talking about is when Evan sees her in her dress, and he was just like,
Yes.
"Do we have time to do a little something?" I'm like, "Evan!"
And then she plays all coy. She's like, we have time to do whatever you want. I'm like, really?
Don't play with fire.
Spit it
Do
out.
not play with fire.
I mean, play with fire. Just put it on the page, please.
I know.
I mean, I read a cozy this year that acknowledged that the couple was having sex, so that was progress.
What cozy
Okay.
was this?
Which
Do you
one?
remember?
I can't remember the title. It had a lot of F's. But it's the what? Oh, Mango, Mambo, and Murder.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
Oh, that's
Yes.
the one you sent. You sent me
Yeah.
the
That
name
one's
of
the,
yeah.
that one has the spooning scene.
And
in
that
it,
was
right?
also Crooked Lane.
ah.
Oh,
Oh.
I didn't know that.
Gonna need to blow up Crooked Lane with another hashtag.
Another hashtag.
Put the
Getting
sex on the
steamy.
page in the cozy mystery. That's
I mean, they were married, so I guess they were allowed to spoon.
They were. We'll allow it. But yeah, okay. So in Slashing Through the Snow, our sweet little Cookie, our sweet Cookie is the one implemented in the crime because she said she wanted to bash someone over the head with Christmas spirit. Was she
And then
wrong?
Nutcracker.
No, but unfortunately, people heard, and when the lady, what's her name, winds up dead, Cookie.
Oh my
I want to say
God.
Karen.
It was Karen.
It would be Karen.
Right, of course it's Karen.
I know. I was just like, I feel really bad saying Karen, thinking that, but I'm like, I'm like 95% sure that's right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh,
I
I've
haven't
been
read
wanting to
Cleo
read that.
Coil yet.
Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
I haven't read the Cleo Coil yet. I always see it recommended though.
Yeah. I keep seeing the covers and I'm like, these are really, like, the titles are really cute, but I've been burned by a cute title before. So I'm just like, I'm nervous.
We've been burned in the past. So I read the first book in this series, and I mean, it was okay. I think I ended up giving it like 3 stars. But if it has steamy scenes, I'm willing to try again.
You're like, we're going to have to maybe put that in next year.
Maybe. So, but yeah, I do know about that series. So that's interesting. Very interesting. How steamy are we talking? How many chili peppers?
Yeah, so obviously there wasn't steam in the first book then.
No, not at all.
Nicole, like, it was a bell pepper in the first one.
Book
It was
5
a
or
bell
something.
pepper. So yeah, poor Cookie is accused. She's even held for a while in this one. Like she's held.
Isn't
for
it 72
questioning.
hours or something?
Yeah. But I feel like
in true cozy tradition, you know, because the detective or the sheriff knows, they put her in a very nice, cozy area rather than, you know, hold them with the, you know, rapists and murderers, because that's, of course, what's going to be happening in this mistletoe town.
I know, because this town is full of them.
They gave her a crochet hook, but it needed to be plastic.
Right.
Yeah, that was my favorite. I was like, oh, I love it.
She's
it reminded me of when Patience Price's parents got arrested and were in prison, and they like moved in essentially.
They seriously, like they didn't even
Door
lock the
open.
door. They had the door open. Everything was all
No.
decorated. They had bedding. I was like, oh my gosh, they're not really arrested.
They're just
here for a vacation.
They're just here to keep up appearances. It's fine. So Liz read the second book in the Scottish series. I need to continue on. I did like that series. I did like that.
How was it?
I'm on book 4.
You are on book 4. Okay, I need to start reading that one again then. I stopped.
Whenever you're ready to buddy read it, I'm down because I have the audio from my library.
Ooh, okay. We'll have to do that soon.
Yeah.
You're just moving on without us. It's fine.
Hey, I booked it through 2 and 3. I enjoyed them, but like they're not. I mean, I compare everything to Julie's at this point, and I'm just like, y'all are garbage. Sorry, but at the same time, I'm like, some people just don't know how to mix it well.
Yeah. The one thing I do like is they acknowledge they're in a relationship by like book 2. It's not like this back and forth of
because I know they were headed that way at the end of the first book.
Yeah.
So I liked that.
Yeah. It wasn't that push and pull of maybe not.
Right.
That's typical of cozies.
They're good set in New York City, so they're different than other cozies. I have hits and misses in the series. Not every steamy, not very steamy. Well, at least
more
it's
bell
steamier
peppers, but
than
that's
some.
okay. Sometimes a good bell pepper is all you need to spice it up.
What color bell pepper? Is it a red bell pepper? Is it a green?
No green.
Green.
Green's gross.
Oh, I like it formulaic, but in a way you want that. Yeah, it's
comfort.
It's the way the genre is. You know, when you go into a cozy, you're looking for certain things. So
I've been burned by cute covers too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Honestly.
And it's been very recent ones too. It's not like ones that I read 4 or 5 years ago. It's been ones that I read.
Oh, do tell.
It's just like I try to give it grace when it's like book 1 because they're building the
Right.
town, the world.
Right.
But when it's like
Mhm.
chapter 16 and no one's been murdered yet, you're like, okay.
Chapter what?
16.
No.
Yeah, when
They
it's like,
They weren't like there was no murder. There wasn't even any flirting. Nothing. It was chapter 16. I'm like, how long is this book?
Was
Yeah.
each
what
chapter
were
a
they
page
doing?
long?
Hanging out?
I know. I was exactly. You know, like, what are they doing? I understand you got to introduce some folks, but chapter 16, two people should be dead by now.
Like I say with the first book, I say like if something hasn't happened by chapter 8 or 9, then it's a little too long.
Oh
For
yeah,
the first book.
yeah.
I'm still gonna. Oh, go
The
ahead.
death needs to happen within the first 4 chapters for sure.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, absolutely.
I know you gave up on him, Nicole, but Death by Darjeeling, honestly, I think that was the author's first book. So I'm like, I'm at least going to give it a second one. And I recently found Gunpowder Green Tea. So I'm like, I feel like I have to at this point.
Have to.
Because the second title of the book is Gunpowder Green.
Mhm.
I don't
See,
like when the
you
murderer
did-
shows up in the second to last chapter.
True. That I don't like
Mhm.
either.
Mhm.
Okay. I honestly never remember who the killer is. I'm always like, the killer is revealed, and I'm like,
Who?
who
I
are
remember you saying that.
you? It's the same one with this one. I'm like, who are you? This is the first time I've seen your name.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Yeah, I had it pegged for that Josie girl, the one that was like all upset about the sleigh in the end before they got in a car accident.
Yes.
It's like,
yeah.
I thought it was her.
gal in
I
the
had that
office.
pegged as the person who did it,
Yep.
and then they were like, "Oh, so and so." I'm like, "But how? Like that's in
Yeah, because she was so angry about everything, but
and the stupid
yeah,
stuff."
but Holly wasn't
Someone's
suspecting
dead.
her at all.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I was like, oh, here we go.
I know. When the main character doesn't suspect someone, I'm like, you did it. You did it. And
Although
also the lady with the teddy bears, I'm like, you're suspicious.
That's creepy.
Well, and that's why I was thinking it was the receptionist lady, because I was like, oh, she's upset on behalf of this lady. Like, this lady is like
Mhm.
clearly number one suspect. Can't be her whatsoever because she's not suspect number one. So I was like, oh, she's probably got some like residual hate for that reasoning. I did suspect the two as a couple, possibly, when she mentioned something about like gumdrops, and then like the woman pulled her aside and she got like a weird vibe from it. And I was just like,
Oh yeah.
I kind of suspect you guys, but I feel like you're part of the town. So I feel like also townspeople can't be the murderers. So I was just like, I feel like I'm getting weird vibes and I probably shouldn't. So we'll just sweep that under the rug. And maybe it's this Bonnie character, which really freaking confused me the whole time. And who, Julie, you have some explaining to do because I think someone's last name was Mason as well. And I was just like,
It was.
I was really expecting a connection to happen at one point. And I was very confused.
She's on her 50th book, okay? Some names are going to be reused.
I was really waiting for like a punny comment, just like a one-liner where Bonnie was just like, "Oh, I was just looking for a second chance," and I'd been like, "Julie, Easter egg! I saw what you did there."
Well, they did. She actually did put an Easter egg in to the second book of this series where Cookie was talking about
was the night before
Christmas, and then she was like, "No, it was the night," and she's like, "No, it was the night.
Knife.
It was a murder mystery." And I was like, "Oh my gosh, here we go."
That was one of my first tabs.
Yeah.
I was like, how do you reference your own book? Like, is it a book
This
about
book in the series too.
I
Yeah.
know that, but I
Yeah.
was just like, how does that work? Like, who are the characters in this "Twas the Night Before Christmas" in the "Twas the Night Before Christmas"? I had so many questions at that point. I wanted the whole story.
It's very meta.
Yeah.
It is.
I liked it so much.
And it's kind of like, how whenever in the front of the book, it's just like she's
That's
saying,
awesome.
I wasn't
That's so wonderful. I love it.
subconsciously. She's like, I like this name, Bonnie.
Because Bonnie was the name of the baby in Kentucky Crime Ring.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. I fully still believe that the little baby Bonnie grew up to be the Bonnie and Bonnie and Clyde.
That's
Yes.
so true.
Entertain
So they
myself with
changed their
Easter
names to
eggs.
Bud and Blossom.
Yeah, exactly. They're undercover. They're undercover or on the run. Something happened.
All I know is the next book is just going to knock our socks off. I love that comment so much. It's my favorite. I keep telling that to people and nobody gets it. And I'm just like laughing over here hysterically. And I'm like, give me a minute to breathe and I'll try and explain myself like it's really stupid. But I'm so excited.
You are so excited.
I'm like RM though. I get distracted by all the cozy Christmas stuff, like the hot cocoa and sleigh rides.
I really wanted to make a hot cocoa and then just stick a candy cane in it and just use it on the lip. Like I could visually see that so well. And I'm like, I just want to stir some candy with or some chocolate. Oh, I can't talk anymore. It's the schnapps now. I can't blame the Guinness. But yeah, I really wanted to just stir some hot chocolate with a candy cane. There we go. Words.
Yeah.
Yeah. I could not. I ran out of oat.
It made me really want a whoopie pie. I wanted to call my grandfather and tell him to like freeze some whoopie pies and send them.
I need to Google what a whoopie pie is. Someone educate me.
Or you never had a whoopie pie?
I don't think so.
It's
you have a farmer's market near you?
They're usually they're sold everywhere. But they're 2 round pieces of cake with icing in between.
Yeah.
There's sometimes different flavors.
Oh, I know.
But the like traditional whoopie pie is a chocolate whoopie pie with like a cream icing in the middle.
Okay, I think I've seen these before, and I don't usually like the things with like the whipped cream on the inside. Like the Twinkies are nasty to me. I can't do it.
Jen's got to go.
It all depends on how messy it's going to be and how much you're going to get on your hands and how sticky it is in the end. That's really.
I always like the Star Crunches. Give me a Star Crunch any day.
There's like a war with who created the actual whoopie pie, so that's kind of why probably
there's a war.
There. Well, Portland, Maine, and some other little town in Maine argue about who actually created whoopie. Don't ask me. I went through an internet wormhole.
So it's like the argument on who sells the best cheesesteak in Philly, right?
Oh yeah,
exactly.
It's Pat son of steaks, by the way. If anybody's
By the way, I know this.
Being from Philly, like trust me, I've had it all. Pat son of steaks is the best one.
Yeah,
it's like a big Oreo.
Oh, okay.
It does.
Yeah,
cake.
It's actual cake, like the.
I'd try it.
Cake.
But I think I would more than anything like the chocolate, and I'd probably just like wipe off the whipped cream portion of it because it depends. The whipped cream can, if it's not done right, can just taste like waxy.
I completely
and
agree with you.
The Amish people do it really well.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta find the Amish community. Got it. Hopefully,
it's like I once saw this meme where it was just like you get to that age where you like take the icing off of your cake. I'm like, if I ever get to be that old, you have my permission to push me down the stairs.
There are some
I prefer the icing. I have a corner piece of cake because I want the icing.
I literally, I no joke. They cut a piece of cake at work, and I dug out. I was the first one there. I got like 2 forks. I went to middle piece and I'm like, come on. It's like a freaking claw thing. I was just like, I am not getting any more icing than I can possibly grab because the corner piece, no, I cannot do it because a lot of them are way too sweet.
The only icing the only icing that's acceptable is like a whipped cream icing. That's not too sweet.
Like a buttercream. You have to be like a handmade ones. The store icing.
That store one I always wipe off.
Yeah, me too.
That store stuff is
store one is coming off.
Yep.
It's the buttercream. It's the buttercream. I love it.
It makes me feel like my teeth are about to fall out sometimes. Buttercream.
What?
Makes my teeth feel like they're gonna fall out because it's so sweet, depending on the icing.
Mm-hmm.
I'll be teethless. I don't care.
It'll make it easier to eat the cake.
It'll make it easier to eat cake and do other things. Anyway,
I need you to always come to a party with me because then I'll just be like, here's all the icing for you. Give me your cake.
Oh, no.
I'm okay, guys.
I was like,
it's because you spoke bad about icing.
I know.
They're pissing
the books are like blasphemy.
Julia like hacks the books. Come on, fall down on her.
Fall down. You know, like icing. Exactly. Thank you, Liz. Appreciate you. Anyways, I don't know what else to talk about because I
Hold on.
don't have Post-it notes.
Well, okay, so in this one, a lot of times they kept talking about how Bonnie likes to try and solve the murders, and she was just like, "Yeah, she'd be the perfect person
Bonnie?
to commit a murder because
You mean Holly?
she reads
You
all
mean
those
Holly?
books." No,
Oh
Bonnie.
no, Bonnie. Okay, yeah.
Bonnie, the
Okay.
character
Oh,
Bonnie
that's-
in this
The
one.
character Bonnie. I thought you meant
That's right. There was a character Bonnie in this one.
Aaron and I were like, "Do you mean Holly?"
No, Bonnie. She's part of the book club. She likes to read all these murder mysteries, and they're like,
Got
"Oh
it.
yeah, she would be perfect. She would know exactly how to like hide clues in a murder." And I was thinking to myself, I was like, I read these books all the time. I would be the worst person to commit a murder. I'd be the first person caught. Like it would not work out. There's fault in that logic, but you just never know.
I feel like Jen can't lie either, so she would just as soon as she's questioned.
Do you smile? Do you get like the giggles if you lie?
No, but I don't do well with
anxious.
confrontation, and I hate lying. So if someone said face to face to me, like if I had murdered someone, they would have been like, "So, do you know this person?" I'm like, "I did it. It was me. I'm guilty. Here's how I did it. Here's the murder. This was the time. Here's all your evidence. Like, just take me away. I'm already the worst." So that would literally be how it
jeez.
went down. It wouldn't even be a question about whether I was guilty, and I would just out myself. Nicole agrees.
I agree. It's very accurate.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh.
Oh my god.
Okay, sorry, Alicia, you had Post-it notes. That was just one comment I remember.
Not as many as Nicole probably if she posted these, but the
Oh, I feel like it like fell down.
after Cookie handed Holly the nutcracker thing, and then she says right before the chapter ends, "On nuts," about dropping it or whatever. I was like, that's like, why?
Oh,
Well, and as soon as Cookie said that, like, we need to hit her over the head with Christmas spirit or something.
Yeah,
I was like,
that was
oh
like,
no.
literally right after.
No, Cookie.
I'm like, Cookie. And she was so offended when she was overheard. She's like, I was talking to Holly.
How dare you do this? Take me some gossip and then out me for it.
When I like picture her, I don't think she's like a shrinking person, so probably everybody could hear her.
Oh yeah.
I think she's just very like I just get that vibe. She's very loud.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Are we
They're
not
actually dating in this one, so that's a plus. It's not.
Are we gonna talk about the end? Should we put like a spoiler
Are we gonna skip all the
alert?
way to the end?
I mean, we
Well,
can't. I'm surprised we
I mean,
didn't start there, to be honest with you.
I'm surprised we didn't start there too. Yeah.
We always do.
We can start
Veena, what were
there.
you gonna say?
What did you guys think of Holly's innkeeper skills? Like,
Oh.
there's a murder that happens and she just leaves.
I know.
And then she comes back and the
And
guests are gone.
Yeah.
I felt so bad. I'm like, oh my god, okay, so the inn just opened. This is her like first year, and unfortunately, a dead body is found. And then people just start leaving.
Well, and then they're asking for a refund. I'm like, don't give them a refund. Like, granted, a murder happened. They probably don't want to stay there. But
I
I
would
have been like, you should stay here. You've already paid me. I don't want to give you a refund. I'm sorry. That's just the cruel part of me that's like, how do you have the audacity? Just like, okay, take it as a loss. Like,
I would just leave. I wouldn't ask for the money back. I'd be like, peace out. I'm out.
like, I'm sorry, I can't stay here anymore. My deposit for the room is yours to keep. Good luck with
But
the
again,
murder.
that depends on how much you paid for the room. If it was like $1,000 room a night, yes, I want money.
Yeah.
Mm.
But I mean, you can't expect. It's not her fault. The person,
Right?
was murdered.
Yeah.
That's true.
Sorry.
But yeah, and also like she was out sleuthing every day, so I'm just like, ma'am, you have a job. Like,
Yeah.
you have a full inn to run.
Sleuth, and everybody's like, okay, where's the innkeeper? Bye.
Mhm.
Right. And she could never find your cat, Cindy Lou Who. Like she was always running out.
Always outside,
Always outside,
climbing
with the
up the
horses.
tree.
Cookie going to have dinner with the goat was cracking me up. I
Oh
was
my
like,
gosh! Every time I
I
talk to
was
Theodore
like,
all the
why?
time.
Theodore.
And the calendar this time. The calendar. I was like, oh my god. I was
I
like,
could imagine
why?
him in the bathtub, just his little head poking out. She's got a little mini cap on there.
He was in scuba gear or whatever with the wand.
Yep, in one of
with
them.
the shorts, with the swim shorts.
Yeah.
Did I go too far with the shorts? No, you didn't go far enough.
Perfect. So yeah, Ray, which was kind of like almost was going to be like a love triangle issue in the first 2 books with Holly and Evan. I'm glad that he's moved on with Evan's sister, which is fun. And then the worst kept secret is Evan's like Christmas surprise for Holly.
Yeah. I was like, how did you not see this coming? Like everything going up to it, I'm just like, it's clearly a proposal. If you weren't so focused on trying to figure out the murder, you probably would have figured that out. Like all
that
the
is my biggest note in here. I'm like, girl, read the room. Like,
not everybody is making desserts for this wedding, okay?
But like the mom being weird about it, and like a few comments from
everybody being
like,
weird about
ever
it.
Consider getting married again? I was just like, oh, married again?
It's like, why don't you just tell her? Why don't you just
say it?
Jeez.
It was such a cute proposal, though. Sorry, spoiler
Yeah,
alert. We're at the end of the book now.
I know.
That was my favorite scene in the book, the proposal.
that was great.
Really cute.
It was so sweet.
Adorable.
And even how like the second book ended, you know, we have a time jump, you know, these all take place around Christmas time. So it's a year in between, you know, every book. And at least it was said, you know, they started dating after New Year's after the last book. So
I think it said that they were dating 10 months at that point.
Yes.
Yeah.
So
it was just shy of a year.
Yes. So I thought that was really sweet. Yeah, we did get some kind of I wouldn't necessarily say risque moments, but like Aaron was saying, you kind of like hinted at the fact that, you know,
things were happening.
Happening.
Even if they weren't, they happened.
So off
even if they were still living in separate places.
They were getting together every chance they got. Okay, guys.
Yeah.
And Evan was like, I felt like Holly was so pushy in this one. You're like, yes, she's investigating, she's the amateur sleuth and stuff. But I feel like she was more pushy in this book than she was in the first 2 books, saying like basically she has every right to look into this and doesn't really care about what Evan says, you know. And Evan is kind of like, listen, let's work together. We'll trade information, but if something is going to be potentially dangerous, like you going to investigate something, just tell me and I'll do it. And they kind of agree. She doesn't outright say yes. That was the first problem.
She asked another question. She didn't answer him. She asked him another question. Yeah.
And he was like, by the time this is over, he's got to go. He's got to call. And so he goes, and he was like, I'm glad we've come to an agreement. And she's like, I didn't agree on this.
Yeah.
Come on. He's meeting you more than halfway.
Oh,
he could literally throw you in jail for what you're doing. And like, but he is meeting you halfway saying like, okay, let's work together instead of, you know, throwing you in jail for obstruction of justice. Come on, Holly.
True.
They had that I Love Lucy type dynamic going on where she'd be out sleuthing and he would be scolding her to stay out of his investigation.
All the time.
And then she was surprised every time that after she found out a clue that he already knew.
Right.
Yeah.
It's just like he gets so, rightfully so, he gets so hurt that she doesn't trust him to do these investigations himself, you know?
Yeah.
Like he's like, oh, I gotta give him someone else to look at because he's too busy looking at Cookie when he should be looking over here. So I gotta give him something else to look at. And he's like,
take off your clothes, it'll be fine, Holly.
Right? Everything she brings to the table, he's like, I already know that. And she's like, you do?
Yeah.
And he just has to point at his sheriff star, like, I am the detective. Me. You are the inn owner. Detective. Inn owner.
And you know, he was pretty patient with her in the first 2 books.
Yeah.
Like,
more patient than I was.
It wasn't really until this one that he really started to get frustrated.
I forget which part, but it was later on in the book when they're talking about like she's trying to push Bonnie on him, and he says maybe you and Bonnie should be friends because you're like sleuthing and so does she, or something along those lines. And I audibly like cracked up out loud like reading it. I was like, that's perfect.
I think maybe he has a little bit more feeling towards her sleuthing because they're actually in a relationship now. Like he does like love her and worries about her more than just like, okay, I'm attracted to you. But now they're in a relationship, they are in love, and so it's like it feels like he has more to lose. So that's why he's so worried about her sleuthing. And I felt like he was more than fair. And she just would not. She was like a brick wall. She would not give at all. I'm like, come on, give this man a break, sweetheart. The engagement felt fast to me too. Thanks for explaining. Okay, so Harissa, did you not read books 1 and 2? Just wondering.
Yeah, it felt slow with the amount of time it took for them to get together.
I was like,
I was
gonna say, it took 2 books.
Whatever series do you think the couple moves the fastest? Is it maybe Cider Shop? Well, no.
Well, no,
maybe
I feel like this one because Grady and Everly had just barely kissed in book 3, and here we are in love and engaged in book 3 here.
But did they stop talking to each other for a year? Because remember, in book 2, we found out they hadn't really talked over a year.
But yet they're all in a small town, but they haven't seen each other in a year. Like, how?
You have to be trying.
Me nuts. Like, they had shared this sweet, passionate kiss under the mistletoe at the end of book 1. And then it's like, I haven't seen him in a year. What?
Yeah, I was like, what?
Who's the sheriff? How the hell have you not seen him?
Yeah, exactly. First of all, he's a sheriff.
How big is this small town?
Yeah. This town has like 20 people in it.
The one scene that kind of pissed me off a little bit, though, was like right after the accident that she had at that Bear Inn or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And she told Evan to leave. Or like told him I don't want to deal with it and just told him to leave. I'm like, he's your boyfriend and you got into a freaking car accident. I would expect him to be there. Like, if he's not, then that's grounds to break up. I'm sorry.
But I'm glad that he did speak up. He was just like, like, I got this call that you were in a car accident. I waited for you at your porch for 2 hours and then you blow me off. I'm like, exactly. Not cool.
Mm-hmm.
He was very patient with her.
Too patient.
I'm like, girl, I'm done. I'm done. I read the 2 books. I don't read too many cozies. So, okay.
Did anyone else have like a heart-stopping second where you thought at the very end of this one that we weren't going to get her answer? Like we did. Like, I've got a question for you. And then just end Partners in Lime. Come on.
I have something very important to say to you. End of scene.
They're not going back up, guys. I had to fight with them to get them up initially, so they're just going to stay down here now. They're in time.
Honestly, I wasn't too worried about it just because I had some inside information. But Jen, you know this too, so it's very strange that you thought that. But
I was more worried about it being something that wasn't a ring, like a key, you know?
Like here's a key.
That was the worst.
That would have been disappointing.
It happened in one of her other books.
Thought we were closer than that, but okay.
Oh, it was so bad.
Oh goodness.
I'm not saying I didn't
when
like.
You think you're gonna get you think you're gonna get a ring and it's like earrings or something. Like a gag for every like rom-com out there.
Oh, I know. That's like every like single like second chance romantic comedy. I feel like. Like it starts out with a date with some other guy, and then she's like, she for sure knows it's gonna be like he's proposing. He's taking her to the best restaurant. He has like this jewelry box, and it turns out to be earrings.
Leap year.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, that was it.
Oh my god, I love that movie so much. You're having your own mystery.
Where's Louie?
No, you need Jack Ryan.
What? We're talking about.
For your cozy murder
Oh.
mystery with the books trying to get you.
He's on the floor sleeping. He's way out of reach. It's a very cat thing. I loved Cindy Lou Who in this one. Like, there were so many times where I was like, that's a Jack Ryan thing. He does it all the time. Trying to get to his food. I mean, we leave his food bowl out, so he, like, has kibbles here and there. But as soon as we get, like, a new bag of food, if you leave it on the floor, he will literally chew a hole in the bottom corner of his food. And I'm like, sir, you have a full thing of food over here. Like, stop trying to eat the good stuff already.
No, he's like, this is the new food. This is new food.
It's better.
It's better.
Like, this hasn't been sitting out for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
No, exactly.
It's fresh.
It's fresh. It hasn't been contaminated by
It's
the air.
sealed, so it's all nice.
Every time, though, which is hilarious because we usually get him like the 15-pound bag, so we don't have to get it very often.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god! So he sits next to it. He's huge, and I forget sometimes I don't immediately put it away, and I'm like, "What is that crunching sound?" I was like, "Damn it!
What is that?
Now I gotta duct tape this bag of food."
I've done it too.
We
It
have
was
a
for my
little
dog.
container for my dog's food. So, but if I leave the bag out, they'll destroy the bag. Like, this is.
I don't know what it is about
that
bags. They're just like,
anymore.
ooh.
Loves a
I
crinkly
don't
bag. If I bring in anything, like if I've gone shopping and I bring something in, you literally have to take it out, put it away immediately, whether it be food items, whether it be like I went to Target and bought a book and decided to put it in a bag. He will destroy them all. He's a good cat. I love him.
He's a good cat. He's fine.
Sounds like a great guy.
Minus the murder mittens at 5 a.m. Like, those coming into the bottom of my feet because I don't have a headboard on my bed. So if I move my foot and he eats it, right into the bottom of my foot. Hurts.
I would drop kick that cat like a football.
Just throw him into a little ball. It's fine.
Nope. You know how I deal with alpha situations at my house. But I'm not a cat person. I'm a dog person. So my
I'm
dogs listen.
allergic to cats.
I'm allergic to cats too.
My
And
aunt has
I
one, and I went down the street to visit her the other day, and I was in her house for maybe like 20 minutes, and then
Oh.
my allergies were just acting up for the rest of the week.
For the rest of the
That's
week.
not
Like, it's not
good.
worth it. It's not worth it.
Oh, man.
I don't have too bad when I go over to Jen's house, but it does get pretty.
We did leave
gnarly.
the window open the last time we were crafting. That
Yeah.
might have helped.
And he didn't really stay in the room all that much. I think you remember the time I splashed water on his face.
We were making a lot of noise in the back room, so he tends to spook a little bit when that happens.
Oh,
He doesn't
not
like new
maybe.
things.
Yeah, he saw me and he kind of like crept
remember this
into
lady.
the room. And he's exactly like, I remember you. You splashed
Well, no,
water
it
on
didn't
my
help
face."
that you immediately like took something and went like this in his face with it, and I was just like, of course he's not gonna love that.
I'm like, get away.
Oh.
Oh, it's so funny. But then he wanted to get into my purse, so he got over
He's
it
very
just fine.
curious. He just needs to smell things. Let him smell it, and then he'll go away.
No.
Well, and cats always know the person that doesn't want them. They go to
Yeah.
them. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Accurate. You'll die if I rub my face on you. I must be your best friend now. Come here.
Yeah.
Like, you're allergic to other cats. You're not allergic to me.
Accurate.
He'll try to eat my shoes. He'll sit on the chair that I'm sitting on.
That was
Yeah.
your punishment for flicking water on him. He was just like, I'm gonna sit right here.
I'm like, my God. I was like, Jen, control your animal. Control your animal.
He runs the house. I just live here.
He runs his house. This is his world. We just live in it.
Oh.
Okay, Alicia, do you have any more Post-its?
When she got the first like threat in her car, the
Mhm.
fact that they like wrote it in her car
That's creepy.
on the window.
On the
in the
window.
fog.
when
Oh,
it
right.
fogged.
The fog. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's like some
I feel like you
Sixth
should've-
Sense shit.
Yeah. And I
Also,
also
a different level of creepy. You
But
stand
yeah.
there and
been
First
some
of
sort
all-
of DNA to get that. Like you have to put your fingerprint on there. I guess not if you had gloves. Never
Glove
mind.
on.
My theory is invalid.
Yeah, it is Maine in December. Everybody had gloves. That was
Gloves.
one of the lines they used. And the
Should
fire
wear
at
one.
her parents' tree farm thing when she had to go get the
I-
cat.
When
I'm so
she was
worried.
like, I heard an animal screaming and there was a fire, I was like, oh my gosh, where's Theodore? Where's Sydney
But it
Lou
was the
Who?
goat too.
Probably should be afraid about the horses, but like we gotta make some choices here. I felt really bad, but I
honestly
was like,
thought
I
we
need to
had
know where the goat and the
choices
cat
here.
are.
No,
Wow.
I was worried for like 2 seconds, but then I'm like, no, they never killed the animals. The animals.
The animals stay
Never.
put.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh man.
Jen's like, we have to make some choices. Let's sacrifice the horses. Get Cindy. Get Cindy.
I felt really bad too because I was like, I know that there are other animals. And I was like, get the 2 small ones first, and then we'll work on the rest of them.
Get the
And
Big
the
animals can help themselves.
yeah,
Forget the horses that make money for your business.
the sleigh horses.
Theodore's a gold mine with those calendars. Let's just be real.
It's a gold mine.
And I thought it was really funny that like after Cookie got out, it said on her invitation, "No goats allowed."
Yeah.
I knew she was gonna bring the goat.
She was so offended. She was like, "Did you see this?"
I'm gonna be your date because they're not letting me bring Theodore.
Oh,
Good. A wedding anyway. That's just weird.
she'll bring that goat anywhere. She wanted to bring that goat to jail with her.
Yeah.
It's
Have you guys told him why I'm not there? Like, it's not because I don't want to be. He's going to be so worried about me. I was just like,
I have to feed him or something.
yeah.
Oh.
Pygmy goats are not a fainting goat, right? I'm thinking of cider shop rules, right?
Yes.
My mom wants to get a fainting goat.
I so want to get a herd of fainting goats and then let my dogs loose on them. So they would all just
Come to Tennessee. There's like a half an hour from here. There's a mini goat farm, and the goats are legitimately, I'm not even kidding, they're like this big.
Oh,
They're like
that's
so
cute.
little and little stumpy legs, and it's just so it's like I'm not a goat person, but every time I pass this one goat farm, I'm like, Mom, let's open up your trunk and throw one in. I'm like,
that's it.
cute.
Oh, that's gotta be adorable. Like a bunch of them playing King of the Hill on a little wood pile or something.
Yes. I always see those videos where like they're on the trees, like 15 of them in this freaking tree. I'm like, first of all, whose idea was this? Why are we up here? All of them are just like up in this tree.
People down here hire them to take care of their lawns. Like there's a lawn service that is all just goats. You don't have to worry about cutting your lawn ever. You just pay this guy to bring like 15 goats, and an hour later your lawn is done.
Oh
That'd
my
be nice.
gosh, that's so funny.
I wish I was making it up, but it's an actual thing.
It's very green and efficient.
It is.
Yep.
All
I don't
going
have
to
as
hell
many
in a
post-its in the
handbasket
back because I was just listening to the audiobook the last 4 or 5 chapters ish.
That's what I was doing. Yes. Yep.
I was doing some diamond painting because I had started it late, so I was just like, I'm never gonna be able to physically read this, so I was at least smart. I'm doing better. I put it down to a lower speed so that I could enjoy the book while I did that, and I feel like I maintained a lot more. But I am trying to do more physical reads.
Oh, same. I'm trying to do more physical reads,
Yeah.
and I'm lowering the speed now in my audiobooks. I'm not really doing 2 times anymore. I'm doing like 1.75.
Yeah, I tried to start there, and then it got to a point because I was like really focused on the audiobook and this, so I was just like, I feel really bad, but I am going to put it to 2, but I try to keep it at the 1.75 because yeah, if I push it up to 2 at that point, then I'm like, oh, okay, I survived 2, let's go to 2.5, and then slowly you're at like 3 and
Creep
you're
it
like,
back up.
am I really paying attention anymore? Or am I just trying to get through this book as fast as possible?
But there are some narrators that no matter how high you put it, they're still like they still talk really slow.
Oh,
I have come
Yeah,
across
I'm like-
those books where they still sound the same, and it's like
I'm just like, whoa.
2.9 speed.
Yeah.
oh my God, 1.75. I could never.
I just
I have
to
it between
try and focus
1.25 and 1.5 depending on the book.
To be fair, I've been reading a lot of fantasy and sci-fi, the last
that'll-
sci-fi I was reading had physics in it. I had to put that down to 1.75.
Oh my
God.
Physics?
Yeah.
No.
I would have put it down to
What
1, being
sci-fi
like,
was
all right, I need
that?
the full attention here.
I was reading The Upper World. It's supposed to be a Netflix movie. I think the movie is going to be better than the book. Like, I never took
Okay.
physics, so that was a whole new experience.
Oh, jeez.
I took physics, but it was a super long time ago. And I'm all
In high
for those
school.
sci-fi books that are like, this thing happens. They never explain it. You just accept that this thing, whatever it is, happens. I'm like, yeah, that's absolutely, yeah, it does. It happens. Who am I to say that thing can't happen? I'm not a rocket scientist. I don't know. And please don't try to teach me physics because I will
You'd be
be
a
a nephew.
Frege almost killed
I had
me.
the
In, like,
ebook too, so it
Yeah.
had like diagrams in the back too.
that'd be
Really?
helpful.
Oh.
Yeah.
that
Nice.
just sounds painful. No.
I don't want to read a textbook. Just tell me this thing happens and I'll believe you. You're
It's,
the author.
it's fantasy or slash sci-fi. Like, if you go in with a certain level of
There are
suspending your disbelief.
there are sci-fi fans that want the explanation and want it to be plausible.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't want to limit myself like that.
There's a Neil Stevenson book called Cryptonomicon, and it all involves this like decades-long process of like decoding this huge complicated code or whatever. And so the author does
God.
like take you to school on like cryptography and everything like that.
No.
No offense, but that sounds like going back to like college classes. And I don't wanna do that.
I mean, I was reading a YA, so I guess he was trying to teach people.
Oh God!
Like,
That
let me
could be
teach
it.
the youths. Let me teach them.
I mean, he was a graduate of Oxford, so I figured he's really smart.
There you go.
Oh,
There you go.
yeah, but still, I wouldn't. No. Mm-mm.
And
That's
most
a
of
pass for me.
Yeah, most of my other tabs were like everybody saying how the handyman was Santa Claus and how every one of the guys that worked for him was under 5 feet.
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you sure that Disney? Oh, well, and then Cookie kept saying like, "I
And they
sure
all
love a
look the
man with
same,
a beard."
apparently.
Yeah.
I could just see Cookie becoming Mrs. Claus like eventually in this series. Like, I ship it.
What would
Oh
they
my
would they
God.
dress Theodore up as a reindeer
I was
then?
Reindeer,
just thinking
yeah.
that. I was like, to make him feel nice next to the other reindeer, they're gonna go ahead and just like honorary reindeer this little goat.
Well, Cookie did dress up as an elf to sneak pictures because people thought she was the murderer. So they kept leaving, and so she disguised herself to take pictures for the Theodore.
Oh, that reminds
And
me
when
of
she
the
went to
one
the
scene-
wedding venue to like pretend to be like a homeless person or something. When she it
Yeah,
was when the
she's being
I forget her
followed.
name, but it was when Ray's mother asked her to make the jewelry pieces for the wedding.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm. Oh my gosh, so funny. But I love that they brought Christopher back. I thought like after the end of the second book, it was kind of like that was the magic of the second book, and I
Yeah.
didn't think that we would ever see him again. But
Yeah.
I'm glad that we got to see him.
Yep, agreed.
I did miss some of the games.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the reindeer games. Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, some of those games,
Dangerous.
the snowball one in particular.
Yeah.
That thing is broken leg or a broken ankle waiting to happen.
Yeah.
I love that you have to sign a waiver for it. I'd be like, I would not. If I have to sign a waiver for something, I'm going to be a participant on the sidelines. Like, I'll root you on. Let's cheerleader
I'll
you
be a
on.
cheerleader.
Exactly. Even then, like if they lose control of that huge snowball, especially when it gets down to like the lower maybe half, if you're even on the sidelines, if they lose control of that, you're still, casualty of
Screwed.
war.
I'm going to be
in the
towards the finish line. I'll just walk my way down as they go. Like, I'll be behind all the balls.
They kept saying like, "Stay in your lane." They kept reiterating, just like, "Are you trying to roll a snowball in a straight line? Are you kidding me?"
Like, have you ever tried to roll a snowball, like a bigger one? That's not how it works.
Could you imagine getting crushed by one of those towards the bottom?
It's all packed. Oh my god, be like getting hit by a Mack truck. Jeez,
Be like,
I
stop.
did
Be like, I
really
can't
bad
stop. We're
job.
going
I cannot
downhill.
stop this.
Yeah.
Get out the way. I cannot stop this.
That's
Oh
what the
my
waiver's
God.
for.
The hide pickle made me laugh because my friend's family does that with the tree. The hiding the pickle in the tree.
Oh,
I just recently watched, it was a it's on Netflix. It's called Blown Away. It's a glass blowing competition, and so they did
My
one
sister loves
recently,
that
a
show.
Christmas version. What?
My sister
watched
loves that show. I just saw it for the first time the other day.
It's really fascinating. It's very stressful. I'm stressed for them. So they edit it well to make you like panic for the fact that someone's gonna drop it, and I'm like, ah. But yeah,
what I think is that every time they like blow in, you have to be careful not to breathe in like that hot air. And I was just like, that's all I think about. I was like, please don't inhale. Please don't inhale. That's scalding. I feel like you would die.
Well, like each of those little, and they call them glory holes, and that is also a problem I have with, because I know that it's meant as a technical term, and I'm like, no, like call it something else. Literally anything else. It's a kill.
Yeah, that's a mistake you make only once.
I have to watch the show now. What is it called?
It's called Blown Away. Which makes it just worse. But yeah, so it's this glass blowing competition, and they had their first Christmas one. And one of the girls did exactly that. She created a pickle that she hid on the tree, and then as part of the competition, you'd have to find it. And now I'm like, I really want a pickle somewhere.
My grandmother actually bought me a pickle ornament this year to hide it in my drink.
Oh, Nicole, get your head out of the gutter. But yeah, now I kind of want like a pickle ornament.
It's a very like old tradition.
Mm-hmm. If you're lucky enough to find it, you get a like an extra present.
Yeah.
Nicole, get your
This is a family-friendly show, Nicole.
It's not. Is it 9 o'clock? Yeah, now it's 9 o'clock on my time on the dot, so you can go as dirty as you want to now. It's 9 o'clock my time.
Oh.
That might be inspiration for somebody's Christmas novella.
There you go.
God, that is.
I wouldn't mind a novella about the best friend, the cupcake best friend. She's my favorite.
Oh yeah, like a spin-off. Yeah, that'd be great.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not the same thing.
Oh my god.
Are you gonna all like email us in 2 months and be like, "This is the novella after our conversation"?
Oh my gosh.
Watch the show. Here you go.
It can be our next telephone read.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Honestly, I was Aaron could tell you, I tried to put every single thing, like prompt and phrase from the Hoe-Athon into the succubus whip that I was writing. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to have one book where it's going to hit all these prompts, and y'all will thank me when it's actually published. Never.
Did it all work?
That's not done yet.
It's worked so far.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm just curious. Because after you told me all the terms, I kind of want to know now.
My Hoe-Athon started out nice and then kind of went downhill towards the end of the book. One, because I didn't realize it was like 3 short stories versus a full novel. And then once that they tried to say it was sexy to have this girl clean his room for hours after being drunk. She goes to his apartment ready to hook up after being buzzed, and he's just like his apartment was filthy, and they had to clean it from top to bottom.
Ooh,
Till the early hours of the morning, and then they still had sex right after on his newly changed sheets.
No, if I walk into a man's apartment wanting to hook up and it's trashed, I'm walking right back.
I walk out.
I'm walking right
I've done that.
out.
I've walked out. If you can't, I'm not your mother.
If his apartment looks like that, you don't know what kind of issues are going on with his personal hygiene, and you don't want that in your anything. So that's just my 2 cents. That's
They made a point to tell us that he had a clean bill of health.
He was probably worried. He was like, "Oh my god."
Ew.
I couldn't do it. Like, the apartment still smells of lemon pledge.
Oh God.
I've read too many cozies now. I would immediately think murder, not necessarily something else. I'd be like, well, I'm not safe here.
Or if it's like a short story about Mr. Clean, because
Wait a minute. Have we seen Mr. Clean? Silver fox, you guys.
What
I
are you
didn't know.
talking
I thought he was bald.
He hasn't aged since we were children.
Yeah.
Since we were little children.
Yeah, he's still just as buff too. So.
Perfectly bald head too, all the time.
I could see it. That has some merit. If it was a Mr. Clean romance and there
I
was
would read
cleaning kinks, then yes, that would make sense. And I would read it.
I don't think Mr. Clean would come over and make you clean though. That would, I mean, would that?
He would clean out your pipes.
I don't know. I mean,
I should. Oh, I missed opportunity. He snaked your pipes. Damn it!
Honestly, there could be some form of humiliation kink in there where he's just like, you see how dirty this is?
Yeah.
see, I would think he would come over and you would watch him clean and get all hot and bothered with the chore play and everything.
Like in that commercial.
You know,
Yes. Or he's getting really low with it. I'm like, okay, Mr. Clean. I'm never going to be able to look straight at
live
it.
stream.
What
I
did
don't
you
want my
do?
book on this.
She's rereading it. She's like, I never put Mr. Clean in here. Nope. Tangent. Alicia, do you have any more Post-it notes?
Trying to think of it. I think we covered a lot of everything though.
We covered a lot. Veena, Aaron, do you have any comments? Anything
That's
you
pretty much
remember?
it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we covered everything I know.
Yeah, nice. Okay. So anybody who's still watching after that Mr. Clean tangent, thank you for staying with us. If you have anything that you want to talk about that we did not, please put it in the comment section now. Our next book club is Eyelet Witness. Is it the 22nd? Because I put this date and I did not double check.
No, but it's the 22nd. We don't have a thumbnail though, so
Yeah,
I don't
it is
have a
the
thumbnail.
22nd.
I do have a thumbnail. Oh, you mean for yours? I have a thumbnail in StreamYard. I have to send it to you. I'll send it to you.
Gotta update the event in the Facebook.
Thanks
Sorry
for
about
reminding me.
everyone that I follow because it's been a few days and I'm likely going to attempt to try and catch up either tonight or tomorrow. So here's your warning to just maybe silence your phone for the next 12 hours.
Silence your phone.
Well, I just posted a picture with the books that you sent me, so that'll probably pop up. It finally sent all the way through to Instagram. For some reason,
Nice.
Instagram was hating me.
I'll
So,
be
yeah.
liking it.
Eyelet Witness, 12:22, 6 p.m. Mountain Standard Time. If y'all want to take a screenshot.
We should have warned Veena. We're so sorry.
I was just looking at Veena too, just to see.
Yeah.
Oh, Veena, I love you. Okay, so yeah, this is going to be our last live show of the year. So we'll see you in the new year, where we will be talking about Skin of the Sea.
I can't wait to read that.
I
I'm
have
so
it.
excited.
I need to start. Hopefully I can get it read over Christmas break.
I believe
I
in you.
gotta see
You
if my
can do it.
library's got a copy.
I just looked. My library doesn't. I'm so mad.
No, I was just about to
I'm
say,
so
like,
mad.
check your library and put it on hold, because this isn't on Hoopla, but this one, our next book is The Lost Apothecary. That's going to be the after this one, but this one is on our Hoopla, mine and Jen.
Yeah,
So
it
you
is.
might want to check your Hoopla to see if that's on there. So yeah, these are our January books. Whoop, whoop.
Right.
Do you have Hoopla for the Free Library of Philadelphia? Because it's on that one.
No, but I want to get it.
You can sign up online.
They said they
You
would
just
charge
need
me $50 for the year, and I was like, I'll pay for it.
You just need a PA address and you can sign up online.
Ooh, I can use my grandmother's address.
Yeah.
Good job.
Thank you.
Maybe I can use my workmate's address and then let me use it to sign for a library card.
Do it. Do it. All right. Well, thank you, everybody, for joining us. Thank you
Thank you.
to all my lovely co-hosts. Veena, you will be back, I feel like.
Yeah,
You're
I'm
coming-
going to try and read the Sea on Time.
Yeah, you're gonna. I thought I remember you saying that. So yeah. So we will see. We'll see Veena again.
Yeah.
We didn't scare her away from our shenanigans.
Dr. Clean, Mr. Clean, whatever.
Mr.
Or
Clean.
Dr. Clean.
I know I said doctor,
More
and I was like,
accomplished
ooh,
older
he got
brother.
scandalous.
Dr. Clean. That's more connotations to that, but all right, everyone.
What a note
Well,
to end on.
What a note. What a note, guys. Honestly, would we have it any other way?
No.
I don't think so.
Nope.
And honestly, y'all keep coming back, and thank you, because I feel like one of these days we're gonna do something and we're really gonna scare you.
I come from a loud Italian family. You can't scare me.
Nice.
Just like outside. All right, everyone, have a wonderful night, and we will see you next Wednesday. All right.
Good night.